So you've probably played around with AI chat. You've seen what it can do, and that little voice in the back of your head started wondering, how can I get this magic into my own projects? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, our mission is to take you from just being an AI user to being an AI builder. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, let's draw a really clear line in the sand here. On one side, you've got your AI chatbots. Think ChatGPT, Gemini, you know the drill. These are finished products, beautifully polished for users to talk to. But on the other side, that's where the magic happens for us. We have AI APIs. This is for developers. This is the engine room. It gives you raw, programmatic access to the AI models themselves. And we're here to hand you the keys to that engine. And here's our game plan. This is the mission overview. First, we'll nail down that core idea of going from user to builder. Then, we'll take a quick tour of the API landscape to see who the big players are. After that, it's time to set up our workshop. Then, the main event, writing the code for our very first request. And finally, we'll learn how to decode what the AI sends back. It's the full journey from A to Z, from concept to first contact. All right, let's kick things off. Section 1, the mission, user to builder. Right now, we're going to focus on the single most important tool that creates that separation, the one thing that truly makes all of this building possible. And that tool? It's the API, the Application Programming Interface. Now, don't let the fancy name fool you. At its core, it's just a set of rules, a protocol that lets different pieces of software talk to each other. I love this analogy. Think of it like a universal translator from Star Trek. It's what lets your app, in its own language, speak directly to the AI's brain. It's a beautifully simple concept, but it is insanely powerful. And this right here illustrates that flow perfectly. Your application bundles up a request. Could be a question, could be a command, anything really. It shoots that request through the API straight to the large language model. The model does its thing, thinks for a second, and then sends back a response. That's it. This simple little back and forth conversation is what powers every single AI application you see out there. So now that we get the basic mechanics, let's move on to Section 2, the API landscape. It's time to survey the field and figure out what tools and allies we want to bring on this mission. You know, for a while, OpenAI was kind of the only game in town. But now the whole universe of AI providers is just exploding. You've got Google, you've got XAI, you've got a ton of others jumping in. But here's the cool part. For us, if you look at their developer platforms, they all start to look, well, really similar. And that, my friends, is fantastic news for developers like us. So you might be wondering, okay, then why are we focusing so much on OpenAI for this explainer? Simple. It's because they set the industry standard. Their design patterns are so influential that other huge players, we're talking Google, XAI, they actually offer an OpenAI-compatible interface. So what does that mean for you? It means if you learn this one, you've basically learned the language that almost the entire AI ecosystem speaks. It's a massive short. Okay, on to Section 3, your builder's workshop. We've talked enough theory. It is time to roll up our sleeves, get our hands dirty, and start putting together the actual kit we need to build something. And the best part is, you don't need a whole lot to get started. The prerequisites are super simple. First, you need a mission, an interest in building AI stuff. Well, you're here, so check. Second, some basic programming experience. And third, for this guide anyway, we're going to be using Python. If you can nod your head to those three things, you are ready to rock. And the actual setup process, this should feel like home for any developer. It's just 4 standard steps. 1, get your tools, a code editor and Python. 2, create a new project folder. 3, set up a virtual environment, which is always a good idea. And 4, create your file, something like app.py. See, nothing scary here. Now, hang on. Before we write a single line of code, we need to talk about something critical, authentication. Your API key. Think of it as a secret password just for your code. It's how the service knows who you are and bills you for usage. You have to treat this thing exactly like a password. Never, ever share it publicly. Don't check it into your Git repository. Keep it safe. Keep it secret. All right. Section 4, code your first request. This is it. This is the moment we've been building up to. It's time for first contact. Let's write the code that lets us talk directly to the AI. And there it is, the complete blueprint for our very first transmission. Now, take a breath. I know it might look like a wall of code at first glance, but I promise you it is way simpler than it seems. And we're going to break it down line by line right now. See, this whole thing really just boils down to 4 parts.
Step 1, we import the libraries we need. Step 2, we securely set our API key. Step 3, and this is the real heart of it, we define the payload. That just means we tell the API which model we want to use, like GPT-4o, and what message we actually want to send. And finally, step 4, we send the request off into the world and print whatever comes back. And that final step, printing the response, leads us perfectly into our final section. Section 5, decoding the AI's response. You did it, you sent the message, and you got a transmission back. So, what in the world does it actually say? Because here's what happens. When you run that code, you'll see that the API doesn't just send back the simple text answer. It sends back this big, structured JSON object with all sorts of extra information. And this leads to the classic question every single developer asks the first time they see this. Okay, this is cool, but where's the actual answer I was looking for? And this, right here, is the treasure map. The answer you want, it's nested deep inside that structure. You have to do a little digging. You need to look inside the choices array, then find the message object inside that, and then pull out the value from the content field. And boom, there it is, your prize, the AI's response, ready for you to grab and use in your application. And look, making that one request, that's just getting your foot in the door. From here, you can unlock some serious power-ups. You can start handling dynamic input from your users, build real conversational agents by keeping track of chat history. You can even tweak the AI's creativity with parameters, or go totally off-grid and run models on your own machine. And with that, mission accomplished. You've officially bridged the gap. You've connected your own code to one of the most powerful AI models on the planet. The big takeaway here is this. You now have the foundational skill you need to build intelligent applications from scratch. So, you have the blueprint we just went through. You know how to get the secret key. The only real question left is, what are you going to build first?